So obviously I'm in bed without a shirt on, and I can't sleep because I'm thinking of a political topic that I watched a video on today by none other than Secular Talk, Kyle Kulinski. And this topic was on the Democratic autopsy of 2024, when they're supposedly not going to talk about or investigate Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. They're going to focus on outside groups. And at first I thought, how could they be so stupid? But then I kept thinking and I realized this is what the Democratic Party wants. They know. And a lot of people say, how does the Democratic Party not realize all the mistakes they made in 24? No, they know. They probably had some meeting at some point in the summer of 24 and said, hey, a ton of young people are angry about the Israel-Palestine situation. A ton of young people want Kamala Harris to distance herself from Biden and attack Trump more. And they had this meeting, and the big shot said, actually, we can't do that and do anything about that because the donors don't like it or Biden doesn't like it. So we're going to have to try to just avoid that. We know it's a problem, but we got to try to work around it somehow, right? So this modern autopsy, they're not getting to the root of why they actually lost. I feel like they're just moving past that, right? They're basically thinking, all right, we know Kamala was not a great candidate. We know Biden was losing it a bit and should have dropped out earlier. But we're moving towards 2026. And all we're concerned about for 2026 is we're going to get all this money from donors. Who do we give it to? What outside group can we trust to market for us the best? Because that's all they're concerned about is, well, if only the big super PAC we gave $500 million to had spent less time on television and maybe a little more time on social media pushing the same generic blah message, maybe it would have crept us over the edge. So in 2026, we need to make sure that the outside consulting group we give all this money to does it a little better. Because we're not going to change the fundamental message. We're not going to actually try. We just want to spend the money maybe a little better to eke us out some victories, right? It reminds me of Hillary Clinton after 2016 when she lost. And instead of saying, gee, my entire campaign or my attitude of I feel like I'm deserving of winning and I don't have to have press conferences and answer controversial questions, I'm just going to skirt to victory. It's that sort of mindset of, yeah, I remember she blamed the October surprise of James Comey in October furthering the investigation and bringing up another talking point about the email scandal. And she felt like, if only he hadn't have done that, I could have eked over the edge. There's no fundamental flaws in our campaign or our party. No, it's just little tweaks we need to do to get over the edge. Because again, they don't want to fundamentally change anything. They know what the problems are. They know the young people are angry. They know a lot of people are unhappy with the party, but they're not going to change. They just want to tweak it and hope that it gets them over the edge. We'll hire a few more young people. Maybe we'll go on a few more podcasts, or we'll just come up with more AI successful messaging or whatever. But that's what they're concerned about is, what special interest groups, consultants, PACs did we give money to that did bad, and which ones did we give money to that did somewhat okay, so we'll give them more money. That's it. We're going to get money from the donor class. Who do we give it to best manipulate the people? That's what they're concerned about. They don't want to actually address the elephants in the room because they just don't care, I guess. This has been a shirtless, in-bed video on politics.